Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Washington Commanders fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, I hope you're as excited as I am because the latest whispers, rumors, and reports coming out of the NFL offseason are pointing to something truly explosive for the Washington Commanders, and it's all centered around a name that's been making waves across the league, Kyle Pitts. That's right, the star tight end from the Atlanta Falcons. And if you're a fan of the Commanders, you know how crucial this offseason could be in terms of roster upgrades, especially at the receiver position. The team had a pretty solid season in 2024, especially with Jayden Daniels stepping up in his first year as the starting quarterback. He showed a lot of promise, a lot of potential, with a completion percentage of 69.0%, throwing for over 100 yards, 29 touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions. That's impressive, especially considering he was a rookie. His dual-threat ability, rushing for nearly 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns, really added a new dimension to the offense, and it's clear the team has a future star at quarterback. But, and here's the big but, the roster still has some glaring holes, particularly at the receiver spot, which became painfully obvious in the NFC Championship loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. You see, when you analyze that game, it's pretty clear that Washington's top receiver, Terry McLaurin, was heavily targeted and well covered, especially by a secondary as good as Philly's. In fact, McLaurin only managed 3 receptions for 51 yards in that game. When your main guy is neutralized like that, it stalls the entire offense, and that's exactly what happened. It's a pattern that's been recurring, and it highlights just how much the Commanders need to add more firepower outside of McLaurin if they want to truly contend. Now, of course, Zach Ertz has been a solid veteran presence, and he's performed well, but let's not forget, he's 34 years old, and he's a free agent. While he's still playing at a high level, age tends to catch up with tight ends eventually, and the team needs to start planning for life after Zach Ertz. Even if they decide to bring him back, having another superstar receiver who can stretch the field, make plays, and give defenses more to think about is absolutely essential. And this is where the buzz about Kyle Pitts comes into focus. The Falcons, unfortunately, haven't been able to maximize Pitts' incredible talent. Coming out of Florida, Pitts was hailed as the next generational tight end, someone who could change how teams utilize the position forever. Over 3 seasons, he racked up nearly 500 receiving yards and 18 touchdowns. That's production that's almost unmatched for a tight end at his stage in the NFL. His versatility, his ability to line up both in the slot and out wide, and his athleticism make him a nightmare for defenses. But, strangely enough, under 2 different coaches, Arthur Smith and Raheem Morris, Pitts has not been used to his full potential. Instead of being the primary target in the offense, he's often been relegated to blocking duties, and his receiving opportunities have been limited. This season, Pitts only amassed 602 yards and 4 touchdowns despite seeing 70 targets. That's a clear sign that, for whatever reason, Atlanta hasn't been able to tap into his true potential, and that's opening the door for a possible trade. Now, the rumors are swirling that the Commanders, eager to bolster their offense and give Daniels more weapons, are eyeing Pitts as a prime target. Imagine a receiving core with McLaurin and Pitts, both explosive, both capable of creating mismatches on the field. Pitts' ability to play out wide, combined with his toughness and route running, would give Washington a legitimate threat that defenses would have to respect. And let's not forget, Pitts' size and athleticism make him a matchup nightmare. He's 6 feet 6 inches, around 245 pounds, with the agility of a much smaller receiver. That kind of mismatch opens up so many possibilities for play calling and offensive schemes. But, of course, a trade like this wouldn't be simple. Atlanta's management would want a substantial return, especially considering Pitts' talent and potential. The Falcons might be looking for multiple draft picks or a combination of players to make the deal worthwhile. Still, the potential reward for Washington could be huge. Adding a player of Pitts' caliber would not only improve their passing game but also give Daniels a reliable target who can make contested catches and extend plays. That's exactly what the offense needs to take the next step forward. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture for a moment. The NFC East is getting more competitive each year, and the Commanders are aware of that. The Eagles are still a powerhouse, and the Cowboys are always lurking with their talented roster. For Washington to keep pace, they need to make bold moves this offseason, and acquiring a player like Pitts could be the kind of bold move that shifts the balance of power in the division. It's about making a statement, showing that they're serious about contending, about winning now, and about building a team that can challenge for the Super Bowl in the coming years. And it's not just about the offense. The defense has been solid, but the real growth comes from having a balanced team. With a dynamic tight end like Pitts, defenses would have to respect both the passing and running game, which opens up even more opportunities for the entire offense. Plus, with Jayden Daniels developing rapidly and showing he can be the franchise quarterback, adding a weapon like Pitts would give him the confidence and tools needed to lead this team to new heights. It's a classic case of a team identifying its weaknesses and making a bold move to fix them. And if the rumors are true, and Washington is indeed exploring this trade, it could be one of the most exciting developments of the offseason. Now, I want to highlight that this isn't just speculation. The NFL offseason is full of these kinds of whispers, and when the right fit appears, it can change everything. The fact that Pitts might be available has sent shockwaves through the league, especially considering how much potential he still has to unlock. And for the Commanders, this could be a game-changer. They're already on an upward trajectory with Daniels, and adding a talent like Pitts could be the final piece to make their offense truly elite. Imagine the possibilities: play-action passes to Pitts, quick routes to McLaurin, and Daniels' ability to scramble and extend plays. The offense could become one of the most dynamic in the league. Of course, there are still hurdles to clear. Atlanta's management would want to maximize their return, and the fit for Pitts in Washington would have to be carefully negotiated. But the signs are pointing to a real possibility, and if it happens, it would show that the Commanders are willing to make bold moves to reach the top. The NFL is all about competition, about taking risks, and about seizing opportunities when they present themselves. And right now, acquiring Kyle Pitts could be exactly that opportunity for Washington. So, fans, as we look ahead to what promises to be an electrifying offseason, keep your eyes on this story. Because if the Commanders manage to pull off a trade for Pitts, it's going to send shockwaves through the NFC East and the entire NFL. They're positioning themselves to become serious contenders, and this move could define their future for years to come. Whether or not it happens, one thing's for sure: the 2025 season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, especially for those of us rooting for Washington. Pause here, just for a second. If you want, the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Pitts would be the perfect fit for the Commanders, or do you think they should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and insights. So stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news, because this offseason might just be one of the most transformative in franchise history. Thanks for sticking with me, and let's keep the passion alive.